Hi, my name is Orion Ning, and today I'd like to talk about my work with Ben Safdi on leading Axion-Photon Sensitivity with NuSTAR observations of M82 and M87. This is going to be a tale about two galaxies and what they can tell us about axions. The stage in which this story is set takes place in the M82 and M87 galaxies. M82 is a prototypical starburst galaxy, which is highly luminous and has high star formation rates. There are also observational indications of strong magnetic fields in the inner few kpc. As we will see, these are great conditions for strong axion signals. We also examine M87, which is a massive elliptical galaxy nestled in the heart of the Virgo cluster, hosting large and extended cluster magnetic fields important for axion to photon conversions. The search for axions and axion-like particles using the NuSTAR telescope can be illustrated with our central figure here. First, through the axion-photon coupling, axions are produced through the Primakov process within the ensemble of stars in M82 and M87. In the lower left, we illustrate this occurring in the core of a typical red supergiant star in M82. Red supergiants are a class of stars that end up contributing a dominant component of the total axion luminosity predicted from our galaxies. Next, the axions convert to hard X-rays in the strong magnetic fields of M82 and, in the case of M87, the Virgo cluster. These X-rays are then observed with the NuSTAR telescope. We note that the magnetic fields are extracted from analog galaxies found in the IllustrisTNG simulation project, which we discuss more later and show an example of here with a stellar composite image, as well as the corresponding magnetic field of one such analog in the upper half of the figure. Ultimately, with archival NuSTAR data, we find no evidence for axions and instead set robust constraints on the axion-photon coupling. Here we illustrate the parameter space of axion-photon couplings versus axion mass for ultralight axions, and show that our 95% upper limits on the axion-photon coupling from this work are competitive with the current low-mass leading limits from Chandra spectral modulation searches, with clearly leading limits in the space from around 10 to the minus 11 to 10 to the minus 10 eV in axion mass. To get this constraint, we elaborate more on our signal model for our predicted axion signal. The signal model is composed of two main ingredients. One, the total axion luminosity from the entire stellar populations of M82 and M87, and two, the conversion probability for axion-photon conversion in the magnetic fields of each galaxy. To find the total axion luminosity from all stars in these galaxies, we need to model several things. We'll need to understand the Primakov process and calculate the predicted differential axion luminosity for each star. This relies on stellar profiles for individual stars, which we simulate in MESA, to extract important quantities such as temperatures, densities, and chemical abundances. Then, to understand what kind of stars make up our galaxies, we use observations in past literature to model the metallicity, star formation history, initial mass function, and the number of stars in our candidate galaxies. All of these ingredients combined allow us to estimate the predicted total axion luminosity spectra over all stars in our M82 and M87 galaxies. On the other hand, we also need to understand what the probability is for our axions convert back to photons. This depends on the axion mass, the magnetic field profiles of our galaxies, as well as the free electron densities. In the absence of robust observational data for the full galaxy magnetic fields of M82 and M87, we utilize the IllustrisTNG TNG50 and 300 simulations in order to extract full magnetic fields and free electron density profiles for M82 and M87-like galaxies. The IllustrisTNG simulations are magnetohydrodynamic cosmological simulations that have been shown to self-consistently produce entire models of galaxies and galaxy clusters broadly consistent with those found in nature, and thus they are highly useful for our work. Finally, with our predicted axion signal model, we compare it against observed NuSTAR data of our galaxies in order to constrain the axion-photon coupling. Here we show the stacked and binned NuSTAR data toward both M82 and M87 in our analysis energy range of 30 to 70 keV. We compare this in the limit of low mass axion to our combined best fit axion signal plus an astrophysical power law background model which we profile over, with the inset illustrating an example total differential axion luminosity spectra and conversion probability. Also illustrated is our best fit axion only model in gold. In conclusion, in this work we derive leading constraints on the axion-photon coupling from X-ray observations of all stars in the M82 and M87 galaxies. This illustrates one way in which one can use full-scale galaxies as a probe of axion physics. As we discuss more in our paper, the magnetic field models from IllustrisTNG end up constituting the dominant source of uncertainty in our overall analysis. We finally note that the ideas in this work can be extended to other galaxies and galaxy clusters, or they can be reframed in the context of axion-electron and axion-nucleon couplings through Bremsstrahlung processes in the stars of these systems. Thanks for listening, and we hope you check out our paper.